people who are I mean, welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 538 of the Immigration Answers Show. Just so everyone knows, we're only going to have about a 45-minute show today. I got to cut it a little bit early. I meant to start a little bit early, but I was having big-time Chrome problems. For some reason, Chrome decided to, oh my God, it's still driving me nuts. What is all this crap? Chrome's driving me crazy. Oh my God, knock it off. It's opening up all my bookmarks. I don't know what's going on. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments. I see a lot of our friends here, a lot of our old friends. Go ahead and say hello. I'm going to cut right to it since I've kept you all waiting and I don't have a full hour. Let's go to Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
What's wrong?
I have a couple questions because I have they told me to come on here because I try to make a consultation with you, but
Okay.
Basically I have 3 misdemeanor convictions under me and I have a green card.
Mm-hmm.
I got my first one in 2017 when I had a DACA, which was second-degree assault.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got detained. Then I got bonded out. And then I was able to get a green card through my mom because she has a green card. Now she's a citizen. But then in 2019 and then now in 2024, I have 2 DUIs.
That's not good.
So, yeah. So I don't know. I'm looking more to see if, like, would that make me deportable or...
Well, I certainly wouldn't leave the United States anytime soon. I would wait until you're eligible to get your citizenship. 2 DUIs generally don't make you deportable. What was the other crime for?
second-degree assault.
Oh, right. That's what you said. So you're going to need 5 years of good moral character in order to apply for citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sorry.
I was just going to say that clock will start when you finish whatever sentence you receive for the DUI.
Mm-hmm. And would that be even if it's under a controlled substance, which was marijuana?
You mean the DUI was?
Uh-huh.
So, on this show, I can sort of give general information to people, but when criminal charges are involved, that's like one of the hardest things for me to figure out because there are 50 different states, which means there's 50 different statutes written by the states about each crime and each criminal infraction. So you're getting pretty close to being in deportation land. So I think you really need to be careful. And I also think, is the 2024 case, is that the marijuana one?
Yeah.
Is it resolved or is it still pending?
No, it's done. I was convicted of a DUI, controlled substance.
Like by pleading guilty or trial?
Pleading guilty.
Did you talk to an immigration lawyer before you pleaded guilty?
No, for the last one, no. For the 2019 and everything before, yes.
Did the judge who sentenced you for the guilty plea know that you were an immigrant?
I don't think so.
Did your lawyer know that you were an immigrant?
The lawyer knew at the end. They just told me, like, okay, yes, there could be consequences, but they don't know what it is.
So that's because they're lazy. They didn't do their job. No immigrant should plead guilty to a crime without talking to an immigration lawyer about what the consequences are of that plea. The Supreme Court has said sometimes the immigration consequences are the most severe.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I think you should be really, really careful. You definitely shouldn't leave the United States. You definitely shouldn't get in any more trouble. Yeah. If you're asking me, do I think ICE is coming to get you tomorrow? No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that at some point your case might rise to the level of the attention of ICE. So I think it's pretty serious.
Yeah, because I already talked to like 3 other lawyers. So because obviously, I already got myself here, but I've been scared. So
Yeah. So just be careful and don't get any more trouble and don't go anywhere.
Yeah. So you think for now I don't might not be under the radar for now.
I think you are under the radar, but I think anything else, it could be bad.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank
Good
you.
luck, Jessica. You got it. Keshav is here. Hello, Keshav.
Hey Jim, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. So this question is regarding my wife. So she's currently on L2 visa. So I'm on L1 visa and she's on L2 visa. So she was trying to convince her current employer to file an H1B for her, but the HR is not approving of the same. So her manager and senior management has approved, but her HR is not approving for the for filing of H1B nomination. So since we are already close to the timeline, so I was just thinking, I'm not sure how will that work, but can she file for an H1B nomination uh, from a different employer?
Sure.
She can. Okay. Okay.
I mean, but that's got to go through the lottery and everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And can that happen, like, just in case if that gets selected in the lottery, then she can transfer her application back to the current employer. So scenario is she's working for a current employer and then she files from a different employer, which is an IT consultancy firm. And if the lottery gets picked up from that, from the future employer, uh, the intent is only of, transferring the H1B application.
Back to the L1 employer or L2 employer?
Yes.
That sounds like immigration fraud and scammy. I would be very reluctant to try anything like that.
Oh.
Intent is important when it comes to immigration. You can't have an intent to go through the lottery with some IT company never intending to work there.
Okay. I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
why would the IT company be interested in that at all? Like, have you told them that that's your plan, or is that just the secret plan that you have? Because that's not called immigration fraud. That's just called fraud on the employer.
Oh, no. So this is everything is in my head. Like I came through some friends, but I'm not sure will I be able to find that kind of employer or not. I'll have to research on that. So we're just thinking of
Any
same.
employer that did that would be really dumb.
Oh, okay. So I got you. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Keshav. See you, buddy.
All right. Thank you so much.
Jessica's been having a hard time. I don't think anybody needs to be piling on old Jessica. So give her a break, my people. I'm not a big judger of people, as you can tell. I take any and all comers. Pierce is back. What's up, Pierce?
Good day, Jim. How are
How you
you?
doing, buddy?
Yeah, so my citizenship appointment is tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, so as usual, I'm just trying to get some tips on what
Yeah.
to do and how to answer these questions. Yes.
Where's the interview?
In Durham, North Carolina.
And it's an N400 interview?
N400, yes.
So the officer will come out and get you, bring you in, swear you in, take your ID, look at your green card. Then they'll give you the test. They'll ask you 10 questions once you get 6 right. So who's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court?
John Roberts.
Ding, ding. How many, we elect a senator for how many years?
6 years.
If the president and the vice president can't serve, who serves?
The Speaker of the House.
Name one state that borders Canada.
New York.
Which ocean is on the west coast?
The West Coast is Pacific Ocean.
And what happened on September 11th, 2001?
Terrorists attacked the United States.
Congratulations, you passed.
Thank you.
So now they're going to ask you to read a sentence in English.
Okay.
And it'll say who lives in the White House or something like that. And then you'll have a little iPad and you'll have to write the president lives in the White House. And they'll repeat it for you a couple of times. And then they'll say, all right, congratulations. You passed the civics. You passed the English. And then after that, then they'll get to the N400 itself. Do you wish to change your name
No.
They'll ask you for your full legal name, your address, all your biographic information. Are either of your parents U.S. citizens?
Yes, my dad is a U.S. citizen.
Did he become a citizen before or after you were 18?
After I was 18.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Have you had any trips outside the United States that lasted more than 6 months?
No.
In the last, are you planning on the 3-year rule or the 5-year rule?
5-year rule.
In the last 5 years, have you spent at least 2 years, 6 months, and 1 day in the United States?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to need to be able to talk about your travel history. So be sure that if you've had any trips since you filed the N-400, then you're going to want to bring them an updated sheet of that. And then how about any arrests or convictions or anything? Any problems with law enforcement?
No, I only had a speeding ticket,
Yeah.
which I gave it to the lawyer, so everything was paid off. It didn't
Do you-
affect my insurance. It didn't affect my insurance and everything. Yes.
Do you have proof of that?
Yes.
Bring that with you.
Okay.
And how about your taxes? You always pay your taxes?
Yeah, I always pay my taxes. Yes.
If there's a natural disaster and the United States needs your help, would you be willing to help?
Yes.
Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States?
Yes, I support.
If the law requires it, would you bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes.
What does it mean to you to be a good citizen?
To obey the laws. Yeah. Yes.
Sounds good. I think you're all set, Pierce.
Thank you so much. And one last question. So, I was DQ'd. My wife's petition was DQ'd.
Yep.
And then now my priority date is April 2020.
Yeah.
So now I think they are working on cases for June. So I received an email, which I used to receive when it was current, that the next communication will be either an appointment has been scheduled or something like that. So does that mean I have the chance to get an interview for my wife?
Yeah, but once you become a citizen, you're going to want to upgrade and tell them that you're a citizen and make sure that everybody knows.
Okay.
And then it should go faster.
Okay. That's all, Jim. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
let us know how it goes, buddy.
Thank you.
Bye, Pierce. All right. Let's go to James. What do you say, James? Oh, James, are you there?
Hi. Yes,
hey,
I'm
you were
there.
here yesterday.
Can you
We
take
couldn't
me
hear you yesterday.
off the
How are you
camera,
doing?
please?
Sure.
Yes,
Go ahead, James.
I'm okay. Yes, I have a question. I married 2 years ago. February will be coming. 24th February of this month will be coming 2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have interview on next month of a consulate embassy interview.
Great.
So I just want to find out if my visa got approved, I'll get 10 years green card or 5 years.
10.
10. Okay. And another question also is, since we got married, I have not met my wife yet. For 2 years now, is it going to be a problem of the interview or something like that? Because my wife
Why is that?
Yeah, because my wife got sick and she did surgery, so the doctors advised her not to travel for a long journey. Yeah, so she's on therapy now.
Do you have proof of that?
Yeah, we have a report of the hospital, like admission, like that. We have the pictures, something like that.
So bring it to the embassy.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. Good luck, James.
Okay, thank you.
See you, buddy. All right. Let's go to Mehdi. Hello, Mehdi.
Hey, how are we doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. I have a few questions. So I came on US on K1 visa. We got married March 8th, 2023, and we applied for our adjustment status and also work permit and for the advanced parole on May 5th, and then now it's going to the 10-month timeline, and we still haven't heard anything.
Well, you got biometrics
I got biometrics on June.
in June.
Yeah.
No work hard.
Did that right away, and then not a peep since. Nothing.
No RFEs?
Nope.
The only other thing he got was selective service.
Well, that's just a random thing they do, probably.
So no work card, no travel document, no interview, nothing. Where do you live?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Busy place. So I would say probably in a month or two.
But Like, if let's say after a month or two nothing happened, is it possible that we could file a lawsuit?
Sure.
Okay, so so we just have to like a month and two, and then we can definitely consider doing a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my case, it says like it's in a national benefit center, but I don't know.
Did you submit lots of marital evidence?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have like a lease joint because I don't have a social security number.
You can't do much here.
Yeah.
But we did lots for the K1. The K1 was a real strong, good case, and from what I've heard, the burden for everything else is less than the K1.
Sure. Right. So what embassy was it?
It was Morocco.
No problems with the embassy?
It was approved right away. It was like, it didn't even last 3 minutes.
And when's your receipt date?
So the receipt was May 5th.
Yeah. So I think we have to wait at least a year before we file a lawsuit.
Okay.
So like, do we have to like at least do we have to reach through May and then file a lawsuit, or we can do like a few days before the receipt date?
I think we're better off waiting a full year.
Okay.
Hopefully you won't need to.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
It's just hard watching everybody else that because
getting work out. I mean, because we can
see so many other people that have gotten everything in a few months.
Yeah, I mean, at least just work hard. It doesn't have to be a green card.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is the work card.
Yeah,
we could sue on the work card.
But do you think we can sue them now, or like I just said, because you said a month or two? So you think, let's say in April.
So the thing is, knock on wood, we've definitely filed lawsuits for work cards less than a year, and they've never fought us back on that, right? So they've never said, like, they don't care about giving you the work card. To them, that's something they could revoke whenever they want. So they don't have to figure out if there's anything that's holding back your green card. That doesn't really apply to the work card. So they don't really want to go fighting in court in the Northern District of Georgia.
Yeah. Because our lawyer said because once if we want to file for the worker, we can actually just file with the green card too.
What's that?
The lawsuit.
Our lawyer said if we want to hypothetically want to file a lawsuit for the worker, we can just like file for the green card if we waited for 1 year.
Well, yeah, if you wait a year, you could just sue both. But what I'm saying is sometimes we sue just for the work card and we get the work card pretty quickly. And a lot of the times when we do that, it also gets them the green card too. So I wouldn't follow that strategy. I would just sue for the work card, and then I bet it would get the green card thing moving too.
So okay, sounds good. So you think in a month or two, we should just start suing, like file lawsuit for the green card if nothing happened?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, that's one hopeful thing because I tried with reaching with the senator. I did send an inquiry, nothing. But
all right, Mehdi. Sounds good, man. We'll wait.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
All right. Just so you guys know, I got my new STL City sweatshirt, my new hoodie, and that I'm going to the soccer game tonight. So I'm excited about that. All right, let's go to Ben Almost a Year. What's up, Ben Almost a Year?
Hey, Jim. How's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
Great. I'm good. Just a quick background. I filed my case March 10th of 2023, and then I filed an expedite request, which is parole and the travel card. Advanced parole and the work card. So I've been in and out of the U.S. like twice or so, but haven't really received anything else. I sent my RFE via my medical exam in April, so I just haven't heard anything from then. So I guess it's almost going to be a year. I'm trying to figure out if it would be a good time to sue or wait the full year, because I parole and the travel card, so I'm not in that bad of a position, to be fair.
This is a marriage-based green card?
Yes, it is.
What was your status at the time that you applied for the marriage-based green card?
I was an F1 student. I had just finished my OPT, so I filed.
Are you still there?
Yeah, sorry. I was an F1 student, so I just finished my OPT, so I filed very soon after.
If you had to guess, why do you think they haven't approved it already?
Can't put my finger on it. We submitted quite a strong case. We've been together for almost 10 years. So honestly, not too sure. I guess the delays. It is at the NBC.
What
So
field office?
I'm in Washington D.C., but so they said the case is at the NBC still.
Yeah, but that's unusual. I mean, we're seeing cases out of Fairfax in 8 or 9 months, so that I think you're getting pretty close.
Right.
Yeah, I would wait the whole year. Yeah.
Right, and then hopefully see to sue or not.
Yep.
Okay, great. I also just have one more question. Now the tax season is coming around again, and before we, the tax season before for the last year, we weren't married yet, so we didn't file together. But now we are. So I was just wondering, in terms of your advice for filing together, do you know which app or which service does this? Would you recommend getting a tax lawyer or just filing separately, but saying that we're married?
You should definitely file jointly. I mean, if nothing else, you're gonna want that for when it comes time to do your 751. You haven't been married 2 years, have you?
No, not yet. No.
Yeah. So starting this year, you should file jointly every year. I don't think you need a tax lawyer. I like people that prepare my taxes, but you could do it on TurboTax if it's simple.
Right. Yeah. Great. And do you think it would be also okay to like file separately, but saying that we're married, obviously?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. Somebody just put a really rude comment in the.
Oh,
in the
God, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's horrible.
What'd you say?
Do you think it would also be okay to, file separately? Like, for example, because I've always filed on like as an F1 student on Sprint tax. Do you think it would be okay to file separately, but obviously saying that yes, of course we're married, but we're filing separately because of all.
So here's what I'll say. At this moment in time, you're dealing with the federal government in two different ways. One through USCIS and one with the IRS. Right? So from a tax standpoint, it might be pretty good to, why'd you take that down, Juli? I wanted to slam that person. From a tax standpoint, you might get some modest benefit. You might save a few bucks.
Sure.
By filing separately. But to me, that savings is way outweighed by the fact that you're weakening your marriage case.
Right.
So I don't know why anyone would trade $200 to give themselves a weaker immigration case or a weakened 751 case.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, great. I think that answers my question. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thanks. Good luck.
Thanks, Jim.
All right. Well, we had the Sharia police have been in the comments. All of you, I'm just sort of stymied by this. I guess Moaz will be back tomorrow, so I'll deal with Moaz tomorrow when he comes back. Nobody knows. I mean, he called me a fake person. Nobody knows what is in my heart or what I believe. I don't know what he means about me quoting Jesus. I love everybody. I want everybody's cases to get approved. I want the law to be applied fairly and equally to everybody. I love working on same-sex cases. They're some of my favorite cases. Some of my same-sex clients are some of my all-time favorite clients. I have people in my life that I care about that are LGBTQ. I will never, ever not defend them, not protect them, not fight for them, just like I would do for Moaz. Do I believe in Jesus? Oh, man. Oh, here's Ashburn's back. Ashburn's want to know if I believe in Jesus. Of course, Muslims believe in Jesus. We're not going to have a big old religion talk today. But just where I land on all this is the United States government is a big, big bully. And my job as a little immigration attorney is to be an advocate for those who can't stand up for themselves and are being discriminated against for whatever reason. And I will always do that. I will never not do that. So I might not cuss out Moaz right now, but in my heart I am. I'm cussing him out just because I don't want to lose my temper. And I'm still coming back from religion. That's right. Troll. We're not going to listen to the trolls. I was going to go to Melvin next. Looks like Melvin's out of it. No, Melvin's there. Melvin, are you driving or no? All right. Melvin's here. What's up, Melvin?
Hey Jim, thank you for taking my call. I have a question. I have a BAWA. It's been almost 2 years. Um, so my question is, I want to get a advance parole, but I cannot get it because I have a case, immigration case, that it was closed 7, 8 years ago.
You mean a deportation case?
Yes. So my question is, can I close that case? Can I apply for advance parole so I can go out of the country?
I vote that you don't go out of the country until you get your green card.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
even if you can, I vote no.
Okay.
And if you've been waiting 2 years, you're getting pretty close. Probably got about 6 months left.
Uh, it says 34 months. Another year.
24, so that's 10. So you're getting close.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
And see you, buddy. Stay safe out there. Timmy's up next. What do you say, Timmy?
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm
Can
great.
I go
How
off
are you?
camera, if you don't mind?
Timmy is off camera. Go for it.
Yeah, perfect. Just I'll keep it brief. I know you've not much time. I was at my K1 visa interview on last Thursday, and yeah, I got approved. So I'm states bound.
Nice.
So
Congrats. That's exciting.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. So I'm hoping to head over probably towards the beginning of June. Now, the company I work for here I've been working for them for 25 years, and my work can be done remotely. So they are interested in, keeping me employed when I move over to the US. But obviously there's that gap when I initially move over and I get married and apply for my work permit where I cannot work. And my understanding at this stage, it could be 7 to 8 months. Is that correct?
I think that's about right.
That's about right. Okay. So the kind of question I have on that, I think I've heard people mention, would I be getting the approval sooner, and could I work with the approval?
Oh no, the approval usually comes a day or two before the work card.
Oh, okay. So that's okay. So okay, I was under the impression that the approval came, almost half the time sooner in some cases.
So you're saying that the company in your home country is willing to let you keep working once you get here?
Yes.
So I think that's a gray area. I think it's debatable. Our immigration laws haven't caught up to the fact that people who work remotely, like there's been nothing done about remote work when it comes to immigration, right? So
Yes.
if you're getting paid in England into an English, or I don't know if it's England, if you're getting paid in your home country in the bank account in that home country, I think we have an argument that that's not working in the United States, even though you're physically in the United States. But even if it is, as long as you list it on the 45 when you apply, it's all forgiven.
That's the other question I want to ask, because I was looking at the policy manual, the USCIS policy manual, and they state that as a possible adjustment bar.
Yeah, as long as you're married to a U.S. citizen, it's not a bar. It's forgiven. That's one of the great things.
Okay.
One of the great things about being married and having an immediate relative petition is unauthorized work or unauthorized stay in the United States is forgiven.
Okay. And do you think that's zero risk? Or is there a potential risk there in that if I continue to work for my company after traveling over?
Here's what I'll say. I've been practicing immigration law since 2008. I've never had a case or heard of a case where somebody was honest about working without permission that was married to a U.S. citizen where it was not forgiven. I've never heard that in my whole life.
Okay, that's good, because we're a very small company and they don't want to lose me even for a couple of months. Would be, they'd struggle without me.
Yep.
Well, that's a perfect answer. And again, I'll be honest and open about the work as well. And
all right, Timmy. Well, welcome to America. I hope you enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. At some stage I might be back with some other questions for you.
Yeah, sure. I'll be here.
Okay, thanks a lot.
See you, buddy. Oh, I just love listening to him. I love that accent. That's just so great. We're watching this crazy show called The Woman in the Wall. It's on Paramount. It's this crazy show from Ireland. I don't know where Timmy's from, so it's all good. But it's crazy. It's about, the convents had these laundries that they made the ladies work, and when the young ladies got married, or I'm sorry, got pregnant and were not married, and sort of they ran these orphanages and took these, and I'm Irish. I'm 50% Irish. My mother's name is Molly Malone, so you can't get more Irish than that. And so to watch this show, especially with my history with the Catholic Church, it's really, really sad, but it's also pretty scary. It's pretty scary. It's a good show. It's Magdalene Laundries. That's exactly it. That's Luke. Luke just said it. A Magdalene Laundry. It's something else. Check that out on Paramount. It's a little scary. Yesterday the lady her eyes were bleeding. It was all jacked up. So anyway, let's see what Christian has to say. Hi, Christian.
How's it? Hope you're doing well. So we actually spoke a bit earlier this month after we got my wife's interview letter, and something strange happened along the way. Apparently, it's a new thing that the U.S. Consulate Johannesburg in South Africa is doing. They actually are now sending out invites to join a group meeting where they basically give you a presentation, tell you everything what you need to bring with, and then afterwards just a bunch of QA questions that you can ask them and things like that. It was a little bit unexpected because in the past two and a half years of going through this whole process with my wife, it's just not something that we've ever come across where the consulate wants you to do well at your interview or help you succeed. So it was a little bit strange. This is only the second one that they've done this year apparently. So just definitely interesting. But one thing they did mention now, in my case, I live with my wife here in South Africa. I've been living here since '96, pretty much my whole life, but I've always kept my ties to the US. And my stepfather is our joint sponsor because I earn a South African salary here. And one of the things that they mentioned that even the joint sponsors, you have to also bring along all their tax returns and their I-864 affidavit of support to the interview. I can't really tell if they were indicating that this is also for people that are applying for spousal green cards or if it was everyone else, because it was just like a big meeting between green card, working visa, visitation. It was kind of strange. So I just want to find out your thoughts on that.
I would say that when we prepare our clients, we always make sure that they bring all the information related to the sponsor and the joint sponsor. It sounds like overkill, but they're bringing it all. Even though we've uploaded it all, even though NBC's process it all, we still have them keep a full copy of all that stuff.
Okay. And then just one more. Well, I've got two more questions. But in relation to US domicile, I have provided a letter of my intent to reestablish my domicile in the US. Over about 2 years ago, I returned to the US as well, just briefly to set up bank accounts.
Okay.
And I tried to get my ID, but I wasn't there long enough in order to do that. But on the bank statements, I do have my address because we're actually going to be staying with my mother and stepfather just while we get going. But as US domicile, I have asked my stepfather to possibly create a lease agreement. Now, on this lease agreement, should I include both our names, mine and my wife's name on this lease agreement, or just mine as proof of US domicile?
Has anybody asked you for that?
No, it's just something that they brought up in the meeting that we had earlier this month with them. It was actually last week sometime that we had this call with them. Again, I don't know if it was based on everyone in the meeting or if it's just a general thing that they want. It isn't an issue. My stepfather's more than happy to give us a lease agreement to stay with them because that is the address that's on the
I just think it's not.
DS260 as well.
I just don't think it's very compelling. Uncle Joe's lease, I don't think those are very compelling. So I don't know that gets you much. I mean, I'm glad you went back 2 years ago. That should be all that you need.
Okay. And also, I've also just filed recently the 2023 tax returns through expat tax. So I've got that IRS return as well. And like I said, I've also maintained my selective service system documentation, in case there's ever a call up And this was actually, I only discovered this a few years ago when I was 23 years old. I was actually looking at the possibilities of getting a career with the DEA, and I noticed any government jobs would actually require you to be registered with the Selective Service System. So that was the first time I encountered, but I've got all those type of documents and things as well. So it's just like things like, I just want to get around all technicalities because her interview is on March 7th. So it's around the corner now.
I think you're in
I
good
just
shape.
don't want to get caught
Sounds
up
like you're in good shape.
Okay, no, awesome. So, and yeah, that's just about it. I'll probably jump onto another live chat with you after the interview to let you know how it goes and
Awesome.
stuff.
That'd be great, Christian.
And
Thanks,
just
buddy.
provide that all to everyone.
That'd be
Thanks. I
great.
appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
You got it.
You too.
For Christian and also for Jamal, who was saying, remember everybody that they understand when a couple lives apart, they're going to have different evidence than when a couple should be living together. So no one's going to hold it against you, Jamal, that you don't have a lease with her, right? Like everybody understands that you live in America, she lives in Nigeria. So I don't think anybody needs to get hung up on, oh, darn it, I don't have the same level of evidence as I would if my spouse were in the United States. So keep that in mind. The other thing I want to say, getting back to Moaz or whatever that person's name was, you know, I started this show because I really liked a radio station when I was growing up called KMOX. And there was a crabby old radio host on there. And one of the things he always said was, Lord, save us from the good people. Save us from the good people. Like the good people running around acting like they are the moral police, acting like they know what's right or wrong, acting like their brand of religion or faith or interpretation of holy texts trumps, no pun intended, everybody else's beliefs. Because of what happened to me as a kid and because of what I've seen in my life, I'm a lot more suspicious of the good people than I am of the bad people. I'll take the bad people any day of the week, right? So people struggle. People do drugs for lots of different reasons. I'm not going to judge them. People who decide who to love, I'm not going to judge them. That's not my job. It's not your job, not their job either, right? But man, here in Missouri, the legislature just can't be conservative enough, can't be religious enough. I mean, the Alabama Supreme Court just ruled that in vitro fetuses are humans. And in doing so, in the Alabama Supreme Court decision, they quoted the Bible as a basis for that holding. These religio-fascists refuse to acknowledge that the founding fathers wanted a separation between church and state. They want everybody to follow their brand of religion. They want everybody to follow their brand of religiosity. And we have them in Islam, we have them in Christianity, we have them probably in all kinds of sects, SECTS. So I'm just not going to play that game. I'm gonna stand up. I might be shouting into the wind, and people might not hear me. But that's why I'm here. That's what I'm going to keep doing until I pass on with this mortal coil. Let's go to Natalia. Hi, Natalia. You're on mute.
Now?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. What's going on?
Good. I just have a quick question. For the form 864, we have filled out the taxes. Can we add the tax return, or we need to wait for the IRS transcript? Because we have everything done, we just wait for that. So I'm wondering if we can send just the tax return instead of waiting until it's already available, the IRS transcript.
Do you have 3 good years of earnings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go ahead and send those in. Yeah.
Okay. I have the 22 and 21 transcript, except the 2023 that we just sent it.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Okay. That's good.
That was easy. Thanks, Natalia. Yeah. Elise is next. Hi, Elise.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing good. So I have a quick question for you. My boyfriend of 2 years, he lives in the UK, and he plans to come for the second time. So I guess you can say that my situation is different because my mom is sick and I'm her primary caregiver. So he would have to come here for us to get married. Um, he's referenced you before. He'd like to come for 2 months unless he can stay permanently. Is that possible? And then also, will he be able to work if he were to stay? Is that an option?
Where is he from?
The UK.
How many times have you met before?
Twice. No, sorry. One, and he's coming the second time. But we communicate over Zoom and everything, and we have the same faith and everything. So
he has a British passport.
He does.
And he has Esta.
Yes, sir. He's met you before, by the way.
He did?
Yep, he had on a tie, and he came and talked to you.
At the office?
On this live. On here.
Oh,
live.
okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's good to know. So generally, the purposes of Esta is to come to the United States to visit and to go back. But sometimes when people are on Esta, they decide to get married. If they get married in those first 60 days, they're going to have problems. If they get married after the 60 days, they'll have less problems. Now, they can't have the intent to come to the United States and get married, right?
Okay, right.
And so if someone were to come to the United States and get married in that 60 to 90 day window and then apply for a marriage-based green card, we've handled many of those cases. Like that does work. Now that person's going to have to explain, why'd you get married on this trip? Did you intend to get married on this trip when you came on your Esta? Why didn't you go back on time? And then the officers are going to say to themselves, do I believe this relationship? Do I believe that this is for love and not for an immigration benefit? And they're going to have to prove up the whole case. So the Zoom calls and all that other stuff are helpful. It's just Esta marriage cases can be tricky because when you come on Esta, you don't have all the same protections as someone who comes on a visa. Now, we've handled 20, 30 of these and we've never had a problem. They've always gotten approved. But everybody needs to go into it with their eyes wide open, and nobody should decide to do that until the person is actually in the United States.
So it'd be probably better for us to contact you after he's in.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have like I wouldn't rent out a church or someplace to do a wedding. None of that stuff. Nope. I mean, one time we had somebody who got in trouble with USCIS because they did their medical exam before they actually got married, right?
Okay. All right. So
one step at a time. That's what I would say, Elise.
He just needs to get through the door. Okay.
Yeah.
And then contact you.
Yep.
All right. And
thanks, Elise.
And he'd have to wait 60 to 90 days before we got married.
Yeah, and then the work card would take 5 or 6 months. So he's bubble boy for a good long while. He can't do much.
Okay. All right then. Thanks so
Bye,
much.
Elise. See ya.
Bye.
All right. We're flying through them today. Luis has been waiting patiently. Hi, Luis. You're on mute, Luis.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
All right. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good, thank you. All right. I have a quick question. So I got my green card back in 2015.
Okay.
So then I got arrested 2021 for domestic violence. So I got a plea deal and they were lowered to disorderly conduct. 2 charges of disorderly conduct.
That's good.
So I don't do in probation or anything, but they put in this state they're going like filing for 12 months. So it's gonna be closed this year on September.
Wait, what's the 12 months?
So they're gonna leave the case open for 12 months.
Oh, to see if you get more trouble?
And yeah. So
Okay.
if I don't get in any trouble, it's gonna be dismissed, right? But
Yeah.
I understand taking that plea was still a conviction for immigration purposes.
But to disorderly conduct.
Correct, but there's still two charges, right?
What do you mean two charges?
I mean, I got two charges for domestic violence, so
Two
both
different-
charges got amended to disorderly conduct.
So two convictions for disorderly conduct.
Correct,
But no sentence, no, and they were misdemeanors, right?
misdemeanors, correct.
Okay.
So my question is, if after the case is closed and everything, can I travel overseas?
I mean, I'd want to look at everything before I told you for sure, but yeah, I think probably it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. I thought you were going to ask me when can you apply for citizenship?
Oh yeah, I want to apply too, but I gotta wait 5 years, right?
I think so. Yeah, I would wait 5 years. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the problem with traveling is you're going to need to bring all the court records with you so that they understand what the final disposition was, and then you're going to need to make sure that those charges that you ultimately pled guilty to don't get you in trouble with your green card.
Yeah, that's my concern.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I think you're okay if they're just misdemeanors, but they're two separate incidents, right?
No, same incident.
Same incident.
Yeah,
Why were there two?
because there were two charges for domestic violence.
Why? For
One,
two different people or what?
no, same people,
For the same day?
same day. Yes.
So you got into some altercation with someone and the government charged you twice?
I mean, it was with the same person, and I got two charges. I got a felony and a misdemeanor for vandalism.
Okay, so one charge was for domestic violence, one charge was for vandalism, and both got amended to disorderly conduct.
Yes, but the vandalism is domestic violence too.
Like domestic violence with vandalism.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
So
I mean,
they both got amended.
Ultimately, it's what you pled guilty to, not what you were charged with, right?
That's what I've been hearing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're okay. But I mean, again, I don't be going on any trip because Jim said yeah, right? You know what I mean?
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Is there any way can I send you the disposition and everything just to make sure?
I don't really do that anymore. We don't really.
Oh, you don't do that anymore?
Mm-mm. Just because I'd be telling you, I'd be putting my ass on the line, and I wouldn't be getting paid, and it's just a big hassle for me to do that. Even if you paid me, we don't do it anymore. We don't do those analysis anymore, right? Just because.
Oh, you're done.
Mm-mm.
Okay, but based on your experience and everything,
my gut tells me two misdemeanor charges for disorderly conduct, which is what you ultimately pleaded guilty to, that don't involve any kind of violence, that don't involve any kind of allegation of violence because it's all dropped. I don't think that they can take away your green card based on that.
Okay, but when I travel take the court disposition with me and everything,
or wait 5 years to get your citizenship to travel. Yep.
Oh, what do you mean? Don't travel now until I get my citizenship?
To me, that's the safest thing.
That's the safest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but even if I travel, I don't know. What are my chances to come back?
I think pretty good.
Okay.
Thanks, Luis.
Thank you.
Bye, buddy. Bara is here. Hello, Bara.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I have a question, please, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I used to live in Chicago for 1 year and a half. After that, I immigrated to Canada, and I'm a Canadian citizen now. So they consider the time I'm spending in Canada, I'm in States. So they issue a deportation order for me. I applied for a waiver, and I got it for 5 years from the first time. My 10 years bar will be finished on May 2025. So after 1 year and 2 months from today. So after that day, or after that month's May, do I need a paper to bring it every time to go to States or no? Do I need the waiver?
It broke up a little bit. Who's gonna sponsor you to come back?
I have a waiver.
For what? Who's your petition? Who's your petitioner?
I just applied for a waiver online and they give it to me.
Are you talking about Canada or the United States?
I live in Canada and I go to States. I used to live in States. After that, I immigrated to Canada.
Okay, why did you go to Canada? Did you get deported?
No, I just applied for immigration, and I got the approval, and I immigrated to Canada. I'm a Canadian citizen.
Why do you have a 10-year bar? Did you overstay and then leave?
They considered the time I'm spending in Canada, I'm in the States, because when I left the States, I did not inform the United States government. So I just drove by my car and I came to Canada. So they considered overstaying, but physically I was not in the States. I was in Canada. And the deportation order has been issued for me for 10 years. And that happened 2015.
Right. So now you want to come back.
I applied for a waiver about 2 years ago and got it. From first time, they give it to me 5 years. But my bar, the 10 years, will be ends next year. So after that month, do I need a waiver anymore or no, that's it?
Are you talking about to come back on a non-immigrant basis or an immigrant basis?
So non-immigrant, because I live in Windsor. You know, Michigan is too close to me. So I just cross the border, like every week I go. But every time now I go, I have to show them the waiver, you know?
Yeah. I think that I think most likely you will have to show them that certainly up until the 10 years and then probably even after. You're going to be explaining yourself at the border probably for the rest of your life.
Oh, so and I need the waiver every time, even after the 10 years bar?
I don't think legally you do, but what I'm saying is you're going to have to show them every time you come why you're admissible into the United States.
Okay, and my
daughter in their records you self-deported.
Right. Yeah. So and my daughter is American citizen. So if she applied for me like maybe after 3-4 years for a green card, is that thing will stop me to get the green card or no?
Probably not. But you're gonna have to explain it all. What are you waiting for? She's not 21 yet?
She is 19.
Yeah. So when she turns 21. Yep.
Oh. So she can apply for me and I have to explain to them that that's it, right?
Inshallah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Bara.
I like that, inshallah. So I still need to show them the waiver every time I go, even after the 10 years bar done.
We'll have to see. I'm just saying you're going to have a hard time coming back. You might have to show them that you're 10. Maybe at that point, you might stop showing them that you have a waiver. You might start showing them that your 10 years is up.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your answer.
You got it, Bara. See you, buddy. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. We'll be back hopefully Thursday. No idea what time on Thursday. No idea what time on Friday. I got crazy travel coming up. So if you're not on the text list, you should be 314-470-3300. That's the only way you're going to know. I'm going to try to do a show on Thursday. I'm going to try to do a show on Friday. I have no idea when that will be. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thanks, Wooly.